Good evening. It is 8:05 and we are, well, somewhere near kickoff, I think, in the World Cup final. What should be a spectacle of wonderful football. And the biggest game on earth has been very sleepy, Oliver. Yeah. I was trying to start as late as possible so we didn't have to listen to this. But now we've got Michael Buffer, again, brilliant for the boxing announcements and that. But let's get ready to rumble here. We're getting a bit silly, aren't we? Welcome in. I hope you're keeping well. Thank goodness the football can actually start in a minute. That is the main thing. That's what we need to worry about. Matt, good evening to you. Jay, welcome in. Oliver, Matt, Liam, Oliver again, welcome in. Good to have you all here. Thank you to everyone who's saying hello on Twitch and YouTube. What's this? I mean, I've got it on silent now, so I don't know what's going on, but there's some bloke shouting. Yeah, I don't know what's going on now. Very, very odd. But anyway, the good news is there's a World Cup final that's about to start, and we can finally actually enjoy the game. This is what we're all here for. Fingers crossed we can enjoy it. Oh, I can't remember now, Jay. That was a while ago. Not all of them is definitely the answer. We kick off Argentina versus Spain. There you go, just so you get a bit of an indicator as to where we are in terms of the matches at the moment. Hopefully, this is going to be a good game. Obviously, most of the World Cup finals in our lifetime have been cagey, but the last one gives us hope that this will be entertaining, as does last night, of course. So fingers crossed, it will be an exciting game. I'm actually just going to see which of the two channels is further ahead and stick with it. So bear with me a moment. As Spain play out from the back. BBC's a second ahead. We're going to stick with that. Right, let's get on with this. Aidan, welcome in. Matt, are you doing any watch-alongs the next weeks? So I kind of mentioned it a bit earlier in the Discord. It's a really hard situation. It always is in July because it's never announced to the last minute which games are going to be on free-to-air TV from the qualifiers, whether it be Scottish teams, Northern Irish, Welsh, etc. So I've started to fill in the Twitch schedule from the 31st of July with games that we'll definitely be doing. And obviously I'll post a full August schedule then. Over the next week or two, there will be streams, of course. But where they are and when they are, as is always the case in July, it will probably be announced at quite short notice. Liam, I've said before, when we start sharing low quality stuff from social media, we know what's going to happen. And it causes an argument every time, which is why I've said, let's not bother with it, because I can't be bothered to delete arguments over and over again. It's low quality pish that people put out because they want to get clicks and get their headlines read when there's not much else going on in terms of sport. So that's all it is. Aidan, so the first one is Scottish Premiership. So the 31st of July is Dundee United Rangers. Then the following Friday, it's a bit of a tough one because it's the first Scottish Championship game on TV, but it's also Carabao Cup. First round on the Friday night is on ITV as well. So it'll be one of those two. We'll probably start with a Scottish game and then move on to that. Yes, but he's got it from social media, Liam. Don't be pedantic with me. He's got it off of social media and a news article headline and then told you it. It's a social media rumour just because. So if let's say Tom walks up to me in the street, who lives local to me, and said, oh, I saw in the paper this morning this was going to happen. It's still a paper rumour. It's just that he's told me it. It doesn't make it less of a paper rumour. Which one, Aidan? I just got rid of a whole stream of them because I was trying to rush to get live and I just deleted the whole bit where the argument was. If there were some others caught up in the middle of that, then apologies, but I don't know. I just deleted the whole stream of it. But yeah, Scottish Championship streams definitely this season. There'll definitely be some. It could have been us, Jay, not to be. And watching us play with attacking intent last night was even more frustrating even after that. It was just caught up in a stream, Aidan. I deleted a fair few of them. I couldn't delete the argument quickly. Tommy, welcome in. Good to have you here. 16 teams, a perfect plan, bigger crowds. Hopefully, Matt, Obviously, the European results need to improve as well. We've already had the waving of the card from the imaginary card. It's getting ridiculous. It did indeed, Jay. Dan's going for Argentina. So everyone in the Discord by Aiden was for Spain. When I grew up on the local 7th League team in Belgium, that was my local village, had a better pitch than this. It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? But obviously, look, they're not traditionally football, soccer stadiums, whatever you want to say. So that's naturally part of it. No, I do agree with that. Oh, deflected shot from Yamal and it's into the keeper's arms. I agree. They did have a brief spell where they did it, didn't they? Where they started booking people for waving the imaginary card. But yeah, it stopped pretty quickly. I'd love to see it reinstated. That it's one of my bigger pet peeves in football. I'm for a 0-0 disqualification as Spain break in again. They've started really strongly. Yamal trying to get in down the right. The ball across. The final product's not quite there. But Spain are definitely on top. They're pressing high. Argentina can't cope at the minute. Oh, but they've given it away at the back of Spain. And now Messi's been released. He's one-on-one. The keeper's come miles out. Oh, poor touch. If Alvarez had controlled that, he had an empty net to try and go into. Yes, from the halfway line, but it was a great opportunity. Unai Simon read the game well. Clearance wasn't great. Almost had a very big moment there. I'd like to see a 3-2 in red cards. To be honest, I just want to see an entertaining game. I'm a complete neutral at this point. I don't care that Argentina beat us in terms of the result. I don't care that Spain beat us in the Euros final or whatever. I just want to see a good game. Yeah, Tommy. Keeping Calamity Dave out the side, isn't he? Yeah, Matt, they still haven't, to my knowledge, confirmed what the free-to-air situation is with the remaining package, other than there is going to be some. So I'm hoping it's going to be substantial enough. But I was looking at the moment, and other than the Kumru football, it doesn't seem to be showing anything at the minute. What I hope is that the Friday football pays off. It'll be difficult to travel from north and south, vice versa. Yeah, it's going to lead to initially probably more difficulties for players, staff, and logistics for teams. But obviously, it opens up the opportunity for live crowds, where a lot of people on a Saturday would be watching, say, football in England on TV. So it does open that up, but equally, it could water down the quality of the league on the pitch. So you just don't know at this point. But it's something that's been done in the likes of Northern Ireland and that, and it's not really resulted in much change of quality, the Friday night element. So we'll see on that front. Hearts on Premier Sports. Yeah, I've seen that. And there's one other one that's behind a paywall. I think it's Coleraine next week. Do you think Hibs Motherwell will be a game BBC on Thursday next week? Well, I'm kind of hoping that one of them would be, because that would sort of resolve our problem. The second leg's nothing's confirmed yet. For this week, the only game that's been put in so far is Coleraine, which is definitely behind a paywall from Northern Ireland, but there's nothing else yet. My hope is there'll be one on each, and then Thursday will be our midweek stream each week. That's the plan. Got back on FM26 and dusted off an old Hadjic split save I started many months ago. Won the cup, won the league, reached the Conference League quarter final. That's not a bad effort, is it, Oliver? Happy days indeed. And obviously this midweek, whenever we do end up being back, will be the return with Hampton and Richmond as well. A couple of weeks away due to the Sunday streams. And a lovely little dive there. It was a foul, but made a meal of it after. Everyone's favourite cup, the KLM fixtures were out. Yeah. I'm still waiting. So the Northern Prem ones have come out for Guiseley. But I'm still waiting for some of the ones a bit lower down to plan the last couple of games. But I've got 8 games in my schedule for August. I've got a bonus doubleheader in Harrogate next weekend because both teams are at home, one at 12, one at 3. And there's one of the grounds I haven't been to. Good save by Martinez foot actually via the deflection there. And what was that? Have a look. Christmas cracker joke. Oh dear. So that was mean to go on and Spain give it away in their own half. They haven't won a Croatian league since 05. Wow, first season. Some effort, Oliver. KDM, yes. KLM's the airline, isn't it? Right, let's see which one we were on last. Oh, Dan, come on. We're better than that. Right, let's have a go. We did that one. Here we go. Nice, simple one. We're now watching the World Cup getting paraded around the boxes, which is a bit weird, but there we go. What are Santa's favourite kind of fish? What are Santa's favourite kind of fish? This is what you asked for. Also hope the Welsh League can get 1,000+ crowds this season. Ah, it would be great, wouldn't it? Even if it's just around certain fixture match days for now, it would be brilliant. And then to expand it as they go on. But yeah, hopefully, Matt. That's the thing that needs to improve, isn't it? Is the attendances. More money in the gate, more people in the stadium, buying drinks, buying programs, whatever it is. It all helps out. Booked a trip to Rome as well, Oliver. Lovely. Have a good time. I hope you enjoy it. See if you can get any glances of a football stadium in. All right, welcome in. Good to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you to those joining in with the little mini YouTube experiment as well as Twitch. Here we go. What are Santa's favourite kind of fish? A jolly fish. Yeah, that is a Christmas cracker joke, all right. Inviting my father-in-law is visiting us in Ireland. Just booked a trip to Portugal for October. Wow. Lovely, Tommy. You can get a bit of football in then, can't you? As long as it's not the international break. Even then, they'll have lower league football. Yeah, Colwyn Bay obviously fairly recently out of English football. And then you've got a few that traditionally had big attendances with their original clubs. The Bangers, the Reels, etc. Llanelli. See how they go. Marek, who do you want to win? To be honest, not massively fussed. I know Argentina put us out. Spain beat us the last Euros final. I just want to watch a decent game now. My enthusiasm left with England's departure on Wednesday night, and now I just want to see some form of entertaining football. While it's obviously going to be a bit more cagey and more defensively focused than it was last night, just want to see a good game. Pretty much everyone in the chat has voted for Spain to win today. And I would edge that they're probably the better team on paper at the minute. Argentina have got the magic man, and they're the holders, so you never know. Not going to watch any football there, to be honest. Just enjoy the food, wine, and the pool. Fair enough. Can't blame you for that, I guess. I'll go to the Olympico and post a picture. I've been there before, but it was closed off. Oh, so that'll be a nice change for you now. I'm not pro Spain, but I'm always pro Argentina losing. I've mentioned it many a time on here. I'm not one of those that gets too overexcited by rivals losing. I'm all worried about my own team. Wasn't great in Europe this week. No, obviously Connor's keeper on a little bit of a fight back late, but I think the other side thought it was done. Northern Ireland was pretty poor. Lama the only team. Obviously Coleraine still in anyway. And CNS staying, but they've got another tough draw, so that won't last long, I don't think. Jake, good evening to you. Hope you're keeping well. You got Argentinian friends who hope they win. That's as good a reason as any. Ah, Yamal, nice footwork. Short pass out to the right. Cross is blocked. No, that's fair, Tommy, as well. And there will be some that would agree with that. The South American style is obviously causing some of the divide. I don't think you can group Argentina, Chile, and that with Paraguay, because that was just a completely different level. And even again, it was only the last half an hour. For an hour, it was a brilliant discipline display. And then as soon as they let in a goal at the penalty, it was carnage from that point, wasn't it? But yeah, that was on a completely different level to what we've seen from the other two. I actually thought the ref did really well with the Argentina-England semi-final. Certainly not the reason we lost. Yeah, but that's always been a part of the game. You go back to that. People would be surprised if you go and watch like the Spain team that won the 3 tournaments. Go and watch Busquets in that Spain team. And honestly, it was as bad as anything you see now with Busquets, with Ramos. It was just as bad. And obviously, for Argentina, and I go for the same against England with their physicality and with Spain and their possession based play, it is the only way that Argentina are going to win the games is by slowing it down, making it stop start. The referees stopped that. To be honest, it looked like a good tackle with a slight follow through after, but Spain doing a little bit of the taste of the own medicine there. Let's have a look at this. He definitely got the ball. It's what the follow through did. I didn't get the ball at all. I've completely got that wrong. Referee, excellent. Well done. Ah, it's a comfort thing, though, Liam, isn't it? It's no problem with that. We saw small portions of it with Paraguay, Germany. Yeah, to an extent. No, it was slightly low from McAllister. Referee's having a good chat there, and we're doing the usual spot around the stars. As little of the football as possible. I've got to be honest, I've never known so few of the people that they go around the stadium looking at. But we are getting the cagier start we expected. So after the 5 minutes of Spain starting positively, this is sort of what we expected now. Is Argentina? They've stifled the game, they've slowed it down a little bit, and they've regained a little bit of control. Europa League draw, when is it? I don't actually know the answer to that. Has it already been made? Will it be at the start of the next week? I genuinely don't know. I really struggle to keep up with the European qualifying draws, especially when it's the World Cup and all that as well. Yeah, I've got to say, Oliver, I think it's a beautiful kit, isn't it? Despite the controversy and whatever, there have been a lot of good things about this World Cup. And a referee's kit is another little one of them. Oh, into the back post, just beyond the far man arriving. Tagliafico going in, but he didn't want to use his left foot. A lovely idea. Friday for the next round. Oh, so they are just doing it the day after. Fair enough. Be nice to see a Rangers give us the Welsh teams. Ball into the box, Jamal. Well dealt with Martinez. And for whatever you say about him, he is generally a very big game player, isn't he? Kieran making a mistake here, but Yamal's certainly starting to look fit now, if nothing else. Pitch is bobbling a little bit. Oh, that back pass a little bit short. Simon's pretty content with it, though. The ball out is straight for a throw, though. It's really poorly done. I don't know about that, Liam. The referee's got nothing wrong so far, in my opinion. It's been completely uneventful. I don't think we need to be looking for anything here. And again, I guess for a lot of people, particularly I saw it earlier, a lot of people that have taken in so much media about how the Argentines are going to be favoured. And then as a result, they believe it when they see anything in the match. But no, the referee's got it right so far. Thankfully, I don't have Facebook at all, so I don't see any of that. I don't mind whoever we get, preferably not Benfica. That would be quite a tricky one, wouldn't it? The thing is, if you're at this point, if you're Hearts, Rangers, whoever, you've just got to try and get into the group phase of something. It is the most important thing that you've got that money, you've got that flow. Is it the worst thing for a Rangers or a Hearts to drop into the Europa League or the Conference League and have a great run in it? Maybe not. But obviously there's that jeopardy beforehand, isn't there? Spain trying to break away down the left-hand side, just speeding it up again, and Romero there, yeah. Up to his usual tricks. But it's good defending. You got to give it to him. Much like the semi-final, he had a good game. I mean, there's maybe a foul there, but there's not much in it. Now, Enzo Fernandez, you see, this is the thing again. When they go down, they just hold the fort for another 20 seconds. It is a foul. There's not much in it. We normally carry on, but they're protecting themselves. They're holding off for 30 seconds. It's big game management. Oh, Carnarvon had a rotten time, didn't they? Which is a shame because they always got great crowds. And was it, I'm trying to think, was it last year or the year before where they beat one of the Northern Irish sides? Was it Crusaders they beat? I vaguely remember the tie. I'm sure we did a watch along of it. Sure it was Crusaders they beat. Who've obviously fallen off a cliff themselves since. Spain going for the long clearance there, so it's not all just about possession. Good defending Yamal this time to win it back. And out goes Spain. This is where Argentina are not quite at the same speed. They've got to win those challenges early, and this time they did. It's so weird seeing people sitting together from different countries at the World Cup because you couldn't imagine that in club football, but it's something I'm fine with. To be honest, Oliver, it's something that is a bit weird because obviously there's the tribalism to the top of European football leagues, but like when you go to non-league games, there's never segregation really. Below sort of the National League's normally the highest league that has it. Bar odd big derby games, there's very rarely segregation. Then I mentioned it, one of my favourite football experiences was the Women's Euros in Euro 2022. It's just something different when you've got people of all the nations together. It's a completely different watching experience. Legia Warsaw, that's spot on. Yeah, I remember watching one of the legs of the Crusaders game. Certainly on camera. But yeah, I'm hoping that the next two Thursday nights there'll be one of the qualifiers on BBC Scotland. That is the hope. And now the belated offside flag goes up. You go back to last year, it was only announced 3 days before, so maybe on Monday we'll find something out. I don't know. I think, to be honest, looking at this game, it's kind of panned out the way we expected as we're about to reach the first hydration break. The only way Argentina win it is if they keep this game as slow and as low scoring as possible, because if Spain get on top, it could be a long old night. Mikel thought he was offside there. I'm not sure he was. But I think you have to have that because it's so special sitting with fellow fans. Oh, absolutely. But I love the fact that it's almost like that. I love the fact that in non-league football and in the World Cup and in the Euros, the major tournaments, I love that it's different there. I don't think you can do it in those big club games because there's just too much nonsense spouted and too much is involved in the tribalism, the alcohol, and all of that stuff. But I love the fact that both of the things exist, Oliver, in different games. Oh, Connor, thank you very much. 45 months on the Prime sub. I do appreciate that. Today I feel Spanish. I only want one country to win this. I'll be honest, I've said it before, Connor. I don't really care who wins, but my enthusiasm went on Wednesday night. It'd be interesting to see as Romero and Laporte having a nice hug in the middle there. Into the front post it goes, straight at the keeper. 45 months. We've got a few absolutely mad runs in here. We've got a couple in the 50s, a couple in the 40s, and quite a few in the 30s. I've got to be honest, bar the early chance to Spain, it's been exactly what I expected this 25 minutes. Oh, agreed, Matt. But then that's hopefully where the new league format brings bigger crowds, brings them bigger sponsorships and all those other things that come with it. That's what you have to hope for. Oliver, football trivia quiz question. We'll get one set up ready to do straight after the hydration break, which it seems is about to start. It does appear, yeah, we have got the hydration break now. Absolutely. So we'll get it ready. Right, I found a good one. Give me 1 minute to go and top up my drink, and then we'll ask the question and get ready to go. Because I think it's one that is somewhere in the middle, but it's also themed for tonight. So we'll be back in 1 minute for the what's the word I'm looking for? For the football trivia quiz question and for the second half of the first half. I nearly said quarter there, which I should give myself a little smack for. Back in one moment. And we are back. We're not taking a 3-minute hydration break with loads of ads like them. Let's see what our quiz question is. So your football trivia, let's get it going, shall we? Can you name, how many are there? Let me just double check. Can you name the 13 Argentinian players with more than or equal to 150 Premier League appearances? Can you name the 13 Argentinian players with 150 or more Premier League appearances? While you think of those, Welsh Premier League prediction, TNS and Welsh Cup winners Barry Town. I tell you what, Birchie, take that. It is important that someone other than TNS win the Welsh Cup for a Europe point of view as well, isn't it? They need investment, but not every Welsh club will get a Ryan Reynolds, and certainly not in the Welsh Premier League. But it's not about that to an extent. It's about getting bigger sponsorships in because bigger crowds are coming through the gate. It's more a gradual build. You don't really want one to get one of those big lifts because they'll just run away from everyone, as TNS have done for years and years. Oliver, Emi Martinez is correct. Third place and still going officially. 228 between Arsenal and Villa. Sergio Aguero is also correct. Second place with 275. And for the clean sweep of the top three, number one, Pablo Zabaleta. That does surprise me, actually. 303 at the top of the tree. Manuel Lanzini is, yes, 8th place, 179 Premier League appearances. Well done, Jake. Welsh League Cup stays in Barry. Carnarvon won it last year. It's yeah, obviously the League Cup's gone now, isn't it? Which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, the Welsh Cup is a crucial one as a route into Europe too. Mauro Zarate, I don't think made enough, Oliver. No, not enough appearances. I don't remember him making that many in the end in English football. It's a bit of a weird one because he was in English football for a while, but I don't think he made that many appearances. Yeah, so he was on loan at Birmingham where he got 14. He was then at West Ham where he only played 22 in 2 years. And then at Watford, he only actually played 3. So he was in English football for 4 or 5 seasons, but only actually played a handful of games, weirdly. Lisandro Martinez is not in there yet, I don't think. I guess he missed quite a lot with injury. So I don't know if he'll have played maybe even 100 or so yet. Let's have a look. He's only on 76 since he joined the club. Carlos Tevez is correct. 6th place with 202 between West Ham, United and City. Welsh Cup was great for them, plus some. Yeah, we talked about it. Bangor and Real, it could have been the final in another world, couldn't it? That would have been the one. Mascherano, what a shout that is. Again, I don't know that he played long enough. Because he didn't really play for West Ham. And then he had, 3 years maybe at Liverpool before he went to Barca? Yeah, 99 Premier League appearances for him. Not enough, I'm afraid. Maxi Rodriguez would definitely be the same. He is Argentine, but he didn't play enough. Ricardo Pereira, that's a good shout. I wonder how many he played. I always mix up how many his would have been in the Championship with Watford and how many have been in the Premier League. 106, not quite good enough to be in there. Would have attracted a big crowd if only. Yeah, absolutely. And amazing for Europe if one of those had been in. Good header back from Cucurella to the keeper as we're back underway. So you've still got 2 active Premier League players to get out of the Argentines. One is sort of older era, retired in the 2000s, and then the rest are either 2000s or 2010s, and there are 4 more of them. But so far, you've got all of the top 3 in Zabaleta, Aguero and Martinez. You've also got Tevez in 6th, Lanzini in 8th. There's still a fair few to get. Most likely a no, but just to eliminate him, Di Maria. Yep, not Di Maria. Again, only 2 seasons maybe? Maybe even 1. Correct, Oliver. McAllister's in there, 203 in 5th place. Second highest active player after Martinez. Between Brighton and Liverpool, just over 200. Spain continuing to control the game in terms of possession. Is the Build Nation going to plan, and how's Wales getting on? I don't know if I'd say it's going to plan. Wales is getting on quite well, Matt. We've got a couple of other professional sides, and Welsh footballers just got into the top 15 of the coefficient. So the next season I go into will be the first one where there's 5 teams in Europe, which obviously helps. There's definitely some points where I'm having a block. There are some bits in this year's FM that have been harder, certainly in terms of the transfer market and certainly in terms of the attendances still being broken. But there are other elements such as the league prize money, European runs and coefficients, which is going quite well. So a bit of a mixed bag, but we'll see where we get to by the end. Don't know how long he played there, but Crespo, yeah, not long enough, I'm afraid, because he only had 1 season before Drogba came in, which meant he then became a rotation option at best. The Welsh boss better select players from Real. We've got a few in there, Matt. The 2 centre-halves are on loan, they're in there, but also our centre-forward is the Welsh centre-forward. So we're getting there. Fernandez, the Newcastle guy, correct. And Colaccini, the Newcastle guy. And Gutierrez, clean sweep of Newcastle in that era. So Colaccini was 4th, 211 appearances. Federico Fernandez, 7th. Swansea and Newcastle. Most of them actually for Swansea earlier on. And Jonas Gutierrez in 12th place with 154. That leaves you with... Just going to double check we've got everyone else now. So you've got all of the top 7... Top 8, in fact. There's still 1 from the 2010s, a midfielder to get. Oh, 2, in fact. 1 from the top end of the Premier League, 1 from the bottom end. Nearer the top, nearer the bottom, not outright. And there's still 1 active Premier League player to get, and then 1 from the early 2000s as well. No, Matt, it's not McInnes anymore. It is, I think, Jens Olsen. I don't know if he's a... I think it's the Dane. So I think it's the current Nordsjælland head coach. Or the last Nordsjælland head coach. When did he go there? But yeah, Jens Olsen is the Wales manager. He took over annoyingly just before international management came back into FM. Eric Ten Hag has now been sacked as Northern Ireland manager. There's a few weird ones about. Ajoa, no, not Leonardo Ajoa, unfortunately. Again, didn't play that many Premier League games, I don't think, but obviously was part of that incredible title-winning team. He played 86 for Leicester, but some of those would have been in the Championship. And then all of his Brighton appearances were Championship as well. McInnes done a runner. I think he got sacked after about 8 years. The higher the coefficient, the higher the prize money. So if I was to get Scotland to the top 3, we'd go, well, hopefully that'll be the plan. I would say that my prize money doesn't match a top 15 coefficient team. But I've reached a higher club coefficient, which means that when they do the rankings and like the unallocated prize pools at the end, that I naturally randomly pick up an extra 1 or 2 million from that every season as well. Dave Moyes is Qatar manager in my save, blimey. It's hard to remember Argentinians for some weird reason. I would say of the 3 remaining, one of them obviously you need to be my age or older probably. One of them I don't think many people would remember. There's one left that I would say is relatively simple and that would have been young enough. Played for a side regularly in the Champions League and Europa League during the 2010s. I would have suggested, I don't think the other 2 would have actually been internationals, if I'm being honest. I'm going to have a quick double check. So one of them made 2 Argentina appearances. A central midfielder. One of them made no appearances, another midfielder. And then the one that I think you might get was I think a fairly regular international. Yeah, 25 appearances. What a strange reality. I'm sure he did Wales proud. Did they qualify in your save? Not all of them. Not all of them, Matt. Bit hit and miss. So, been to most of the Euros. I think only been to 1 World Cup. Maybe 2030. But yeah, certainly not been frequent at the top. It's weird now because they have actually got a really good 11. They've got lots of star players coming through. They've got a couple at United and big clubs across England. Liverpool. I think one's at Barcelona. And then there's some good players with us, but they've not got a huge amount of depth. All midfielders, Oliver. 2 left footers. We've had Colaccini, which is correct. But yeah, a holding midfielder, a wide/attacking midfielder, and then an older player that was a sort of left-sided midfielder. But there's 2 of them I don't think you'd get. Well, maybe not come to life just yet, but Spain are trying to work through the middle of the pitch here. Almost looking wide. Cucurella, I think, stays onside. It's a low ball, hits Romero. Cucurella keeps it in again. Plays the 1-2. Olmo on the edge of the box. They're looking for that through ball. It's a lovely one. Martinez heads away. Spain try and get it forward again. No Rodriguez in there. Have a look at this call for handball again. Oh, no. No. He's 2 yards away. He's got his hand tucked into his body. He can't do anything about that. Good call from the referee again, who's had a very good game in the circumstance, albeit it's not become a particularly difficult one yet. It's on the left-hand side. Spain coming forward again. Do look the more threatening of the 2. They cut in from that left side. Oh, he tries to thread it through for Olmo. Almost. You've got it, Oliver. There you go. Not Baselli, but it is Eric Lamela. 177 appearances for Spurs in 9th place. I'll give you the other 2 in a minute because they're very difficult ones. Especially given they had 2 Argentina caps between them. And again, Argentina sitting off the ball, but that's a lovely one. Just missed Olmo, but Mikel on the volley. Good save. Wonderful from Martinez. Spain starting to purr through the centre of the pitch, though. Lisandro Martinez there just very briefly went to sleep, got caught out. Clubs, Oliver. So one of them, West Brom. The other, purely the North East, Sunderland and Middlesbrough. Any Welsh players get a lot of international goals in your real save? Not tons. I think our centre forward is the centre forward, and he's got maybe 7 or 8. Not a huge amount. But it is one of those you've got to remember, Matt, in FM26, and it is the same, if not worse, than some of the previous FMs, where the leagues that aren't loaded or the tournaments that aren't active are ones where you will you'll see less goals overall. Ah, Julio Arca, John's in again. Absolutely brilliant. And Oliver with the other. There you go. Claudio Jacob, between you have got them both. Claudio Jacob, 160 for West Brom. He's in 10th place. And in 13th, on the dot, the big one, round 150, Julio Arca. He's a controversial one, technically, because one of his games was then replayed. So they officially list him as 150. But on the Premier League site, he's listed as 149. So you can take it whichever way you want there. Those two also just miss out that we didn't mention. Nicolas Otamendi, who's in the squad today, of course, 136. Mauricio Tarrico, anyone remember him? 130. First yellow card there, Lisandro Martinez. Referee's been patient, but he had to there. It was a cynical one. Romero's on 123. Franco de Santos on 122. Yeah, he's holding on, and then he goes in with the legs as well. Absolutely the right decision. Then Enzo Fernandez, Garnacho, and Senesi are all just over 100. Remember him playing against QPR. Wasn't he South Shields manager a few years back? He was indeed. And he went on for a long time as well. He was playing at clubs until he was in his 40s. He had a lovely left foot, Julio Arca. So yeah, he played until 2018. It should be what? 8 years ago. So he'd be 38. He left Borough at the age of 33, retired after injuries, and then came back and played 3 years at South Shields. Then managed them as well. Didn't go brilliantly for him, it must be said. Oh, I don't know. Would it be before and after Kevin Phillips? Let's have a look. There's something. You've just made me think of something I've completely forgotten about. He's had a bit of a weird managerial career in recent years as well, hasn't he? Yeah, he did. He directly followed after Phillips left South Shield. Didn't work out, did it? Lamella is the assistant coach at Seville. Let's have a look. He was recently assistant head coach at Sevilla. So he joined the Sevilla coaching staff directly after retiring. Gotta be honest, it's all Spain now. The game's been played in the Argentine half. Spain are just trying to knacker them out. They've got a lovely game plan here. Rosary Breaking, yeah. I'm really looking forward to the new season. Obviously, I've got the doubleheader with Harrogate this weekend, but as Kukurea, edge of the box, shot just wide. I've got 8 games in the diary next month, which is going to be good fun. Phillips done well at Hartlepool and got sacked, then went real bad at Filed. Yeah, the Hartlepool situation has been weird for a long time, hasn't it? I don't think many people can explain what's been going on up there. I mean, the ones to watch this year on that front are Halifax, there's mutiny in the stands behind the scenes. They've basically stopped all sort of card payments. It's become cash in hand only for tickets, for season tickets, for stuff in the ground, everything. It's not being run like a professional enterprise at all. Looks like Lisandro Martinez is going to have to come off it. He's holding his hamstring or his thigh. And that means Nicolas Otamendi, who he just mentioned, is going to be coming on before half-time. He looks gutted, Lissandro Martinez, but he's walking off, so it can't be an absolutely rotten one. Yeah, John, I saw that. Obviously, a former Luton player, so he kept an eye. But I mean it with the greatest of respect, and he's still a very handy player. But for a club that finished just outside the National League playoffs last year and wanted to push on, the signings they've made have been interesting. Obviously, it's been a change in the dugout. The weirdest situation with the I don't know if you're aware of the contractual situation they had with one of their players. I can't remember the name now. But yeah, absolutely mad. The situation they've been on. They lost 4-3 at Avro, I think, at the weekend as well. Yeah, they've had contractual disputes. They've had all sorts of weird stuff going on. The website's not being updated. They've sacked a lot of the administration staff in the background. It's a worrying time to be a fan of Halifax at the minute, I'd say. Yoni man, welcome in. Yeah, Otamendi, it's experience. And the thing is, Argentina are sitting quite deep anyway, so it's not like they've got to worry about the pace so much. Just hang on, straight ball over the top. Unai Simon reacts again. Spain just beaten by a straight ball from Martinez. Very odd. Keeper sweeping up there. Activated his 1 year too late, but didn't actually trigger. Yeah, so there's a thing, according to a clause in his contract, that they did do it in time, but they didn't do it before his contract actually expired. And he'd then agreed to sign somewhere else. But then Halifax disputed, saying we've triggered it in time. And then it's become some sort of legal argument. It's honestly, it's dragged on. It's been crazy. Halifax say they're confident, but then don't try and put him in a squad for any pre-season friendlies. So they can't be that confident. Just so odd. Honestly, it's peak non-league football. And with that non-league football manager game coming out in a couple of weeks, be interesting to see what it's there. You got thunder and lightning, Oliver. We have had nothing but sunshine for about 3 weeks now. We're in drought weather again. Second summer in a row. Spain today looking great, except when they deliver the final touch. Yeah, I would agree with that. And obviously, Argentina generally are very happy for them to have the ball, but in the centre of the park, they're just starting to open them up a couple of times. No FM is out in 3 months. Yeah, I said it in one of my episodes the other day. I said, we've obviously only got 3 or 4 more seasons of this real save left. And people in the comments, what do you mean we've only got 3 or 4 seasons? I thought, well, it's only about 3 months till FM. Like, we're going for a season every 3 weeks or so. It's only going to be about 4 more years. I'm really excited for Non-League Football Manager, which comes out in the next couple of weeks, hopefully on early access. The Football Director game I played, which is now by far the biggest video we've ever done on our channel. That one, the early access comes out in mid-August. So we'll do a little follow-up from that. And I have almost got to the end of the season at last in the Burton save, which is coming towards a close, but I want to get through this year and probably one more after that. Because I have enjoyed it, but I am just starting to get the FM fatigue now. Do you think you can win the Champions League? I don't know, Oliver. It's a big question. Obviously, we didn't do it with Bangor. We didn't win any European competition there. We did it with Distillery, but the Northern Irish League was a lot stronger. Larne and Linfield both won the Conference League in that save. I'm not sure what happens in this one. Harry's wanted the old Buxton manager, but he chose Halifax instead. Could be interesting to see how they do. I'm really surprised that anyone would choose Halifax over other options at the minute, unless it was a convenient or local one for them. Yeah, John, to be honest, he's only briefly at Luton in a pretty poor non-league spell, but people talk really positively about him, which is all you can really ask, isn't it, behind the scenes? Yaroslav, thank you for the YouTube sub. Appreciate that. You did that with Bangor, if I remember correctly. So with Bangor, we didn't win the Champions League. We were... I can't remember if we ever did anything in the Conference League. The best we did in the Europa League was the semi-final. And if you remember in that save, actually Rafe Rovers stole the show, a Scottish Championship team, because they then went and won the Europa League against Arsenal and achieved more than we did in any of our save. So they sort of became the story of the Bangor City save. And they stole our best striker, Greg Pringle, in that one. We're about to have the halftime whistle. We're obviously going to get a bit longer off for halftime than we would normally. How long is it going to be? Right, it's 5 to 9. We're going to time it. We'll see what minute we're back from. Argentina look the most threatening when it seems like Spain are about to make a pass too short. Yeah, and Argentina, they've got that threat on the break still. And I think that's why Alvarez was the option picked up front, wasn't he? But you do feel that Spain are maybe just trying to wear Argentina down. Look, Argentina have had no shots. Spain have had more of the efforts, but there's been very little in it in truth. On the field, he has his limitations, but he puts himself about as a tired defender. You don't want it. Oh, absolutely. And he's very different to what he was when he was a youngster at Luton, John. When he came to Luton, he was someone who would run the channels. He often got flogged out wide because we'd spent big money on Matthew Barnes' Homer, which the less said about that, the better. So he kind of got misused by us, which is why he maybe didn't have that level of success. And maybe it was just a bit too soon for him. But yeah, I always thought he was a decent player. And he's done good jobs at several clubs in non-league football, hasn't he? They signed Pringle, yeah, what a player he was. He was fantastic. But I go back to that save, Oliver, and probably the biggest difference between this year's real save and that banger save is half of that team was homegrown from our academy, Welsh internationals that we brought through. We got such good luck with the academy intakes there. Two centre halves that were top class. The number 10, Kyo Bulkley, who's still one of the best players I've had in any of the FM saves on camera. We had one up front as well, a big tall lad. He was another Bulkley, I think. Tom Jones, who was the record appearance holder. Like, we had loads of top talent that came through the academy. And in the real save, I mean, season 12, we got the first ones through who could help the nation or help the club. But we haven't had anyone who's a superstar starter for us. And that's a huge difference to that save. It's probably the difference in terms of the trajectory. And even in the distillery save, we had it a little bit, but just not at all this time. I'd be intrigued to see if people's views have changed at halftime, whether they still think it's going to be a win for Spain. Do they think Argentina will be worn down, or is there going to be a moment of magic at the other end? Be intriguing. I'm also intrigued to see if BBC relent and show the halftime show, or if both broadcasters do. Yeah, and that's always a big thing, John. And that was always my biggest thing about Barnes Homer, who was technically a better player, no doubt. And it was also, if you remember, the biggest thing I kept saying about Mark McGuinness last year is when you make a mistake, that's what you learn about a player. And Luton were having a poor season and everyone was making mistakes. He just hit. And it affected the rest of his game. And that became the biggest frustration for me. So as long as you've got someone who... And most football fans, John, look, you get frustrated if people have a bad game and all of that. But let's be honest, most football fans will forgive you at the end of the day if you work your backside off. They might say you're not good enough. They might say that you don't deserve to be at the club or you shouldn't be in a shirt or whatever. But they'll always applaud you off if you try your absolute heart out. So no, I completely agree with you on that front. No suggestion we're going to get the halftime show, but I can't actually see anything on the pitch behind. Oh no, there come all the flags. So let's hope that we're not going to get any of that. We will go and take our breather in a minute as well. And it'll be a slightly longer one with the halftime we're expecting today. But it has been a bit of a disappointing so far. Yeah, the referee, they're making points about the referee could have brought his yellow card out earlier, but I actually think he's done a good job there. He's given the yellow to Martinez in the end. The McAllister one could have been one, but there's not been that much in it. I think so far it's been a It's actually been a pretty tepid game, given what a lot of people would have maybe expected. You know, Romero and Martinez are going to be aggressive. You know, Spain are going to keep the ball. To be honest, Shoney, man, and it's kind of the respect I said. People were talking about it against England and that. It's the only way Argentina, with the age profile and the experience of their defence, it's the only way they're going to win this tournament against these sides is to be good without the ball, to be aggressive, to stop counter-attacks, to make the game stop-start. If the ball is in play for an extra 10 minutes, it benefits England, it benefits Spain. It would have benefited France if they played against France. Their game has to be to slow it down and rely on moments to keep people fresh. So I think they've made the right decisions. Just listening to the argument. Yeah, Wayne Rooney's spot on. He's defending the referee and he's absolutely right. Yeah, well done. Well said. We've got to the point where Wayne Rooney is the voice of reason on officiating in our punditry teams. That is, you wouldn't have predicted that a few years back, would you? But Yoniman, I think Argentina have to keep doing what they're doing. I don't think they can win this any other way. Try and rely on a moment of magic from Messi as Spain try and open up later on. Spain in a half on a much more promising note. They did, Yoniman. I agree with that. And Spain have been the more promising team the whole half. I mean, Argentina haven't had a shot. They had one chance in behind where the keeper came flying out. I don't think there's been that much to get too excited about. I think Argentina will be thrilled with how it's gone so far. Right, I'm a bit worried now. We are 6 minutes into half time, and the half time show is only just about to start. Are they going to show it? That's what we want to know. They did say if this overran that there was a risk they would have to warm up the players again, didn't they? Let's have a look. Are they going to show it? They are. Right, I think on that note, it's time for us to go and take our half-time break. Obviously, it will be slightly longer than 3 minutes because this half-time is going to be slightly longer than the usual one. But we'll come back in a little while and we'll hopefully be able to enjoy some football at some point. I don't know when it's going to kick off again, but whenever it does, we will be here for it to chat the football and watch the second half. Hopefully, it won't be as long as we're all fearing it will be. I'll see you shortly. Well, we might as well come back. It's got to be nearly over now, surely. The halftime show is, well, it's 10 minutes in and they said it was 11 minutes. So hopefully this, you'd imagine the World Cup song is the last one. Is that the end? I think so. Which means we shouldn't be far from the second half. I mean, I know the World Cup final has not been the scintillating thriller we've had in the last two so far, but I've got to be honest. Maybe I'm just getting old. This isn't for me. Oh, maybe, Jake. Yeah. They said the show was 11 minutes. We've been 11 minutes since we started. Oh, he's in there. There he is. I find it weird that they didn't end on the official World Cup song. You'd have thought they would have ended on that Shakira one, because that is the World Cup anthem, isn't it? Right, there's fireworks going up now. That's got to be the end. Oh, no, no, we're carrying on. It's not changed. No, you're wrong. You're right, it's not. Well, it can't be long. It can't be long. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to need to go to bed before the second half at this rate. What a bizarre, bizarre scenario. I know we had, there was a pre-match one in the Champions League final, wasn't there? But it was just ramping the fans up before and then we got on with the game. It's a bit of an odd thing. It is now over. So what we need to know now is how many minutes before the second half kick off, because it has been 18 minutes since the halftime whistle went. Oliver, yeah, Sean Dyche is needed for this, isn't he? I hope you've all topped your drinks up. You'll gradually be coming back in now, I'd imagine, but I don't blame you all for taking a prolonged drink for that one. It's interesting, isn't it? His Insta is superb. Yeah, I have seen he's become quite active on there, hasn't he? He's sort of gone down the Roy Keane route of being ironically sarcastic, hasn't he? What a bizarre event. Anyway, look, we've got to take the serious route here. Is that the pre-match, the halftime shows, whatever. There's there's so much coming about. We saw it in the Champions League final. This isn't a FIFA specific thing. This isn't a World Cup final specific thing. While the artists are different for each one and whatever, we saw it before the Champions League final. We've seen it. It's happening. It's one of those things that's occurring in major events everywhere. There was a show before the FA Cup final this year. Like, unfortunately, it's turning into an event, and it's having to because the tickets are so expensive that it's the only way they can make it a worthwhile ticket is to put a concert in there, then to put a halftime show in there, then to put a football game in there, and then to put more inside of it. Yeah, look, Oliver, there's nothing offensive about any of the shows. It's just that people don't want them in the middle of the football, do they? 90% of the football fans. Channel Not in Use, welcome in, one of my favourite names. Yeah, very well. It's been exactly the game we expected. A little bit cagey, a little bit tight. Argentina have tried to stop, start, slow the game, just as they did against England, to try and keep it as sort of tight as possible. Spain have had a couple of openings, but not really created anything clear. It's just whether or not they wear Argentina down in the second half, especially now, obviously, that Argentina have got the extra experience back line with Nicolas Otamendi forced on early. But we'll see. We will see. We want to bring another beer and talk about the game without being disturbed by music. That's football. And I think that's the thing, Oliver, is that it had been a beautiful and simple game. And the thing that people gravitated towards football is that it it wasn't like all of the other sports. It was about the football more than it was the show. And in every other sport, that's probably not the case, to be fair. But yeah, I think unfortunately we just have to accept it's big events going that way. And you can't say it's the US and it's the World Cup and it's FIFA and whatever, because it's happening in other tournaments. It's happening in other competitions. It'll happen at the Euros in 2028. And it's happened at the Champions League final this year. It's becoming one of those things. Also, hate when the speakers at a ground are too loud or too quiet, Oliver, because that can cause problems in itself. But it amazes me, like, in the amount of testing and the amount of production at top level clubs now, that stadiums are either too quiet or too loud. You would have thought they'd be able to nail it by now, wouldn't you? I get there's going to be the odd technical issue, but for it to be so far off so much of the time, it is a bit odd. But we are now 22 minutes into the halftime break. And I don't actually know what this has been a 4-minute BBC advert there. Little bit odd, considering they're not allowed ads. And now we're back in the studio. No sign of the players just yet, but there is a football pitch back at the background. I've got to have a listen to what's been said here. Rooney is not towing the company 9 there, is he? The company 9, they were all playing little jokes, and then Rooney just went, I like most of them, but that was just crap. Well said. Must be so odd for the players too. Absolutely. And Oliver, take away the biggest point here. We're 23 minutes into half time. Yeah, it's very odd, Oliver, how he's sort of, and I guess he's having to because of his difficulties in football management. He's sort of becoming this sort of one-liner pundit now, a bit like I guess Roy Keane has as well again. Although he had a far better managerial career, by the way. But considering how lax a lot of people and owners and people in football clubs accused him of being as a coach, it's very odd how he's been as a pundit, where he's actually quite passionate now. Right, out come the Spanish players. Now, the question is, do we get some form of warm-up here? Because it's now, well, it's going to be at least 25 minutes half-time before we kick off. We're at 24 since the half-time whistle went. So I don't know what happens at this point. The officials and the Argentines come back out. Again, even this part of the little Argentine tactic. They've slowed down. They've come out second. Made sure it's a couple of minutes later. Just slowed the game down again. Trusting the experience. Building the frustration. And finally, we have players on the pitch. Whether or not we're going to be kicking straight off, I think we are. The Spain players look like they're ready on halfway. Which means, as it stands, the second half will finish at before stoppage time, 10:05. So we could be 10:15 after stoppage time. If we go to extra time pens, we could literally be talking a 3.25 hour final. Benter is in the studio in Denmark with Kidderminster great Bo Hendrickson. David Nielsen, who played for Grimsby, brilliant. Bo Hendrickson, what job was he linked with? I think it was the Burnley one, wasn't it? Before they finally went for Hayen. It's become a very interesting figure. He gets linked with a lot of the English jobs now. We've got another change coming for Argentina. Paredes is coming on. Who's that going to be for? I always forget about Walter Samuel on the sideline because we were having a debate the other time about the 2000s centre halves. We were talking about the Italians. We were talking about the Nestas, the Maldinis, and that. And Walter Samuel's another one who I thought was just unbelievable back then. He got the sack at Mainz after bringing them into Europe. Yeah, it did seem premature, didn't it? I know they'd had a poorer start, but yeah, it did seem really premature, that. But yeah, he gets linked with a lot of jobs over here, Oliver, obviously, because he played in the lower leagues here a fair bit. Bo needs to come back to Kidderminster in need. I wonder if one day, like, you just see something like that where they go for a job based on that. You see it a lot with sort of native coaches, but whether you'd see it with someone from overseas, I don't know. I guess it's hard to make the money work at the minute. They're terrible, and so instead they hired US Fisher, who turned it around. Yeah. Yeah, they did struggle at the start of that season, but it felt premature after what he'd achieved. Especially when Mike's traditionally have been quite patient with managers. But overall, his CV still looks pretty good, doesn't it? We are into the second half. We have kicked off. We had a 27-minute halftime break. And we are now into the second period. Thanks to those who have come back already. I'm sure a few of you are still topping up the drinks as Argentina have started slowly, lose the ball at the back. Spain can't quite find that final ball. Story of the night so far. Penetrating through the middle, but without the final touch. If I was a multi-millionaire, I'd go back to the area I want to retire in and play or get involved in the local side. As Spain shoot from the edge of the box, Martinez saves. It's easy to say that, John, but then you look at how do you win there? I'd almost want to keep a low profile and put money into community projects and that rather than go to the football club, because you can get fans on your back if you make the wrong choices or you get the wrong people in. So I don't know. I'd probably want to be involved in the community side of it rather than the football side. It's something as a kid you think, oh, it's really appealing. I'd love to be able to do that. But I don't know if when the reality comes, that's how you'd be. As Simon takes a little too long there. Cucurella just flicks on the clearance, which was poor. Argentina have got a chance to switch it. They've got 2 or 3 arriving now. De Paul goes back to the edge of the box. Argentina keeping possession. Messi's going to work it forwards. At the moment, though, a bit of a weird start to the second half. Couple of mistakes from both. Is that just 25 minutes off? Is a little bit longer. Time to switch on again. Argentina again, just trying to get the ball under control and slow it down slightly. They're playing out quite nicely here, though, to be fair. The change in midfield has definitely worked a treat as Paredes looks for the through ball. It's a lovely idea. Who's going to get there first? Montiel chases down the right. It's a good challenge, Laporte, out for a corner kick. Is he given a foul? Let's have a look. I thought he won the ball. Did he go through the man? He's definitely got the ball. It's just whether it's from behind or the side. If he's given a corner, it's the right decision. Oh, yeah, it's a corner kick. Spot on. 27-minute break. What happened to the beautiful game, eh? But again, as I say, it's very easy to get ramped into the big US and FIFA thing, but this is happening at all tournaments now. Messi into the front post, flicked out, another corner. Oh, goal kick. Scaloni's having a chat with someone. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I think the officials, again, have been very good tonight so far. All you can ask for is to control the game and make no big errors. As Argentina starting to look a bit more bright in possession second half. Are they maybe thinking there's not as much to fear as we thought and we can go for it? Yeah, Oliver, that's the thing, isn't it? The proper football season is back soon. And I guess that's the one good thing of an expanded World Cup is that the football season almost starts straight away again. I know there's European qualifiers and thing, but for Luton, it's, 3 weeks to the season? 2 weeks till the Scottish campaign starts. Lots of pre-season games already underway. Oh, Liam. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it now. If anyone is saying McAllister should have been sent off for that challenge in the first half, they have never watched a football game in their life. And this is the problem when we listen to social media drivel. There's never in a million years a red card, possibly a yellow, but even in the Premier League, you see that early on. The referee never wants to give a yellow card straight away. And it was a borderline yellow. It's not like, oh, I'm absolutely mortified he's not been given a yellow card. No, 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 no. We're not doing the stills and slow-mos to make everything look bad. They've shown plenty of replays of it at half-time here because not a lot's happened in the game. There was absolutely nothing wrong. You can make an argument for a yellow card, but no. Again, social media seem to have this conspiracy about FIFA wanting Argentina to win, and as a result, they believe everything they see. But the referee's been excellent so far. No, and it shouldn't be. We've had that debate many a time that VAR shouldn't be allowed to show slow motion replays because it makes everything look worse. But no, there was absolutely nothing in that. No genuine football fan is giving a red card for that. Argentina have started this half well. I know, again, they're using their time. They're slowing the game down. They're making everything take 20, 30 seconds off because they've not got the energy advantage. But they have started this half the stronger. Starting to find spaces in the Spanish defence. As I say that, Spain win the ball back almost straight away from the set piece and they're back in control of possession. Just realised I thought there was something on my screen. It's the shadow of the spider cam. Because the sun's so high there, it looks weird. Oh, off the ball. Little naughty one there. And Spain are now getting involved in the gamesmanship. Paredes is going to get himself a booking here. Yep, there you go. Well done, referee. Excellent. Paredes comes in, starts pushing people. Referee says, get away, yellow card. Spot on. That's how you do it. He's dealt with it fantastically so far. He's not buying into any of the crazy stuff. It's a complete off-the-ball movement. Again, the players made a meal of it. It was a foul and nothing else. And that's what he was happy to give until Paredes got involved and started pushing and shoving. And he gives the yellow card. Spot on. I think one of the Spanish players might be getting a yellow for their reaction now as well, which wouldn't shock me. But you can see why Paredes has been brought on. They're trying to rile a reaction out of Spain because they know Spain are controlling the game. They're trying to slow it down. They're trying to stop the energy. And it's whether Spain can play around that. And it's exactly where England were, 1-0 and comfortable on Wednesday night before they suddenly went incredibly defensive. But Spain have just got to keep their composure in possession and not get carried away and involved in this game. As long as they do, you'd expect them to eventually wear Argentina down, which is why they're trying to take the time as much as possible. Argentina do win it back, though. The ball out for Martinez is not good. Rodri finds Olmo. Just too slow. He's harried away from it there. And what they've got to do, not get involved in the fouls, just force them to play out long. And there you go. Out for a throw-in. Been a better start to the half from Argentina. We're still yet to see a real moment of quality at either end of the pitch. But at some point in this 90 minutes, someone will get a clear-cut chance. Whether or not they take it is a different question. I would suggest Paredes is going to need to watch himself here. That's excellent refereeing. Turned around, watched him, then booked him. And we haven't even seen the young Simeone yet, have we? That's when the antics will really start. If Argentina get 1-0 up, you can bet he'll be on. That's what Argentina wants. Spain have reacted there. Out wide, silly push, easy free kick. There's the smile from Montiel. That's exactly what we wanted. And now we can play out on the counter. Excellent from Yamal. Defensively, Yamal's been excellent tonight. Not offered an awful lot going forward yet. But a few times he's nicked in to win the ball back as Argentina have tried to break clear. But Spain's still very content and comfortable playing out from the back. So here we go down the right-hand side. Chipped into the centre of the park. Oh, lovely football from Spain. They've opened Argentina up here. It's a 4-on-3. Got to get the right pass. Oh, he's played it through the legs. 1-2. They've tried to walk it in. There was no need for the extra pass in that position. They recycle it on halfway again. That is the first real chance where they've had Argentina exposed and outnumbered, and they've not made it count. They've not even got a shot away from it. It's out to the right-hand side again. Back to Yamal. Cuts in on his left. Ah, he's gone down late there. He's never getting that. 10 stream streak for NG. Oh, I don't know, Oliver. I think the young Simeone gives him a run for his money based on Wednesday night. But yeah, that's what they're both there for. They are there to be the sort of the destructors, if you like, in a team. And it's what Busquets used to do so well for Spain. We mentioned it. There are plenty of teams that have had those players. And the best teams in the world have them. Those players who can stop and slow down a game and control the pace of it, whether it be by dark arts or by footballing ability. And the best of them, like a Busquets, had both. Whereas in this case, these two probably lean more towards the dark art side than the quality side. But then they've got Messi in front of them. So maybe that doesn't matter so much if you can play a 10-yard pass to him. Oh, lovely through ball to Olmo. That's the pass. There's two arriving in the middle. Oh, he's got to go back post. He had to go back post. He's out for a corner kick. It's a lovely pass through from the defender to Olmo. Maybe it was just running out of play if he didn't hook it back there. He didn't really have the control to chip it to the back post where there are two men completely unmarked. You're waiting for the corner kick. Again, you see the tactic. Romero now talking to the referee. Let's slow it down 20 seconds. Let's take as much time out of the game as possible. And Spain go with a short corner as soon as the whistle goes. And that's what they've got to do. Keep the tempo up and put in better crosses than that. To the back post over hit, straight out for a goal kick. It's not pretty to watch. And it's not really the most enjoyable, dominant display. But it is exactly what Argentina have to do to win this game. They are not going to outplay Spain in terms of tempo, in terms of passing ability through the centre of the pitch. In terms of energy, they're not going to do it. Is that Montiel coming off? It is, yeah, Montiel off. Fresh legs at the back in Molina. Rodri trying to play from the back. There's so little space for Spain to play. And they're just not playing quick enough to break it down at the minute. As Cucurella turns out on his left. Ball inside and it's backwards again. The shape's good at the moment for Argentina. But as we've seen in the last 5 minutes, just a couple of signs that they might get carved open. You have to be up at 5:45 tomorrow, Oliver. And are you an hour ahead of us there? What time are you now? We're 9:35. So are you 10:35 there? I'm not good with my time zones. As Olmo picks it up with space in the middle. Yeah, don't go extra time is absolutely right. I'm quite lucky that Monday is my day off work, but I've still got a lot of FM stuff to get done tomorrow. And could do with a reasonably timed night. It's out to the right-hand side. Yeah, so you're an hour ahead, absolutely. Spain on the right. He's waiting to give the free kick. Yep, excellent. Refereeing's good. It's just another one of those late nibbly challenges, and that's Paredes' first since the yellow card, so the referee will be keeping an eye on that. He won't want to send anyone off in his final, but there'll be a point in 1 or 2's time where he'll have the chat. Again, just a little bit of a late needless one, but of course there's going to be the overreaction then to try and get the player sent off. Have a 9-hour shift. I'll be finished when it's over. But the crucial question, Oliver, is what is your gap between the end of Monday shift and when you have to start work next? Have you got long enough to have a proper sleep to catch up? Take a nap from a lunch break. The referee accidentally shot his vanishing spray out of his back pocket. So 3 over the free kick here. The brains trust for Spain. Yamal and Mikel would be the obvious options as the left footers. What are we going to see here? A quick reminder as well, the first guaranteed live stream of the season is a week on Friday for the evening game between Dundee United and Rangers as the SPL gets underway. I'm hoping the next 2 Thursdays we're going to have some free-to-air football. As Yamal's shot is blocked by the wall, but it's out to the right-hand side. Chance to cross. Oh, he's gone for the cutback. It was the right idea, but poorly executed. And then gives away the throw as well. It's excellent defending from Argentina again. Julian Alvarez working out there. I do. Right now, I just help out if I'm needed. I first start to work daily Monday to Friday from week 32. Fair enough. So there's a little bit less pressure initially. Spain are ringing the changes now. In attacking areas, we have got Mikel and Ruiz coming off. Ferran Torres is one of them. Petri the other. I wondered if we might see Mikel Merino. Yeah, got your trip to Rome in before. I hope you have a good time. I presume, are you a fan of Italian food? Because you'll have some lovely cuisine there, I would imagine. Spain get it from the Argentina for a flick behind. Another late challenge. And the referee again gives the free kick. Otamendi again, lack of pace, just gets in there. Spain players not reacting now, which is exactly what they've got to do. Just trust the referee to keep giving the free kicks. He's absolutely right. And if they keep getting them, they've got to make one count. Are they strong enough from set pieces to do so? They take it short and quick out to the right-hand side to Yamal. Cuts in on his left foot. That's 2 with him. Beats Tagliafico. He's then brought down for a foul. No. Referee gives a goal kick. I mean, it looked like he went down a little easy, but I feel it was a foul. Oh, no. Referee's got it right. Again, went down too easy. Excellent officiating between the assistant and the ref. They're the ones you get in Barcelona. I love Italian food. Might post some pictures in the food chat. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I'm not a coffee fan or a hot drinker. But yeah, I'd love to see some of the food pictures. Let us know. Everything with a tomato based sauce, but basically. It's the only thing my other half doesn't like, which makes it a bit harder with that. But I love Italian food. I'd eat it all day. I love most cuisines. I just love food. Italian, Indian, Greek, Turkish, anything Mediterranean, basically. Lebanese. The English cuisine's arguably one of the more boring ones, but a good roast dinner is still very difficult to beat. On the left-hand side, Spain trying to break free again. Argentina pressing a bit more. There's an off-the-ball push. Referee plays the advantage. Excellent work. To the edge of the box. Another foul. Shot from Olmo. Straight at the keeper who spills it. It's out for a corner kick. Brilliant advantage from the referee. He's dealing with a difficult second half very well so far. It's interesting, though. I think maybe that's what it's one of the best cuisines, is that it can do both. It's like on a summer's day, there aren't many things better than a lovely wood-fired pizza or a light pasta dish or something. But then, like on a cold winter's day, a big slab of lasagna with garlic bread or focaccia is special as well. So I think that's maybe one of the beauties of it, is a cuisine that you can have in in summer and winter and appreciate just as much. Whereas in British food, I guess fish and chips maybe aside, it's a lot of winter-based food or food to warm you up, comfort food. Spanish cuisine is very summer-based. So is probably the grills, the Mediterranean style grills. Indian food is obviously a warming food again. Italians maybe got the most versatile cuisine on that front, but then I love like Thai food as well, things Vietnamese. But again, they're largely summer-based ones. You've been there 10 times or so. Wow. Into the front post. Martinez punches. Doesn't get much on it. And Argentina trying to work it out. It's getting a little bit desperate there now. And it's only left the Argentina half because Spain have passed it back to the keeper. But the pressure is starting to build. And this is probably what Spain were hoping for. Knowing what game they were going to get. And then just about whether they could wear them down. Fatigue this Argentina team. I mean, you look at the front. Messi and Alvarez have barely had a kick between them. And the long balls from Spain are starting to become a little bit more effective. The late challenges are getting a little bit later. They're a little bit slower to that press. On the left side again, straight down the line. Chance to cross in. It's beyond Martinez. Headed behind for another corner. Pressure's building. And I mentioned it before, Oliver, it was one of the few big positives of growing up in Luton is there was a lot of diversity. Some of the cuisine, the food was incredible. Yeah, Liam, that is part of it as well. It's one of the things I mentioned. My other half doesn't really eat much Italian food because of the tomato-based sauces and that, but I still love, we've got a really good lasagna place up here. I love a wood fire pizza. Yeah, I do get the pain on that front. It'll come in time. As Jamal breaks to the byline, chance to get the cross in front post header. Oh, straight to Martinez. Either side is in. And Ferran Torres right down the middle. Martinez still reacts quickly. But that's a bit of Jamal danger there. They won the first challenge, Argentina, but he was still quickest to react. You could argue, who was that behind Torres was in a better position. Just needed the call. I'm forever grateful my parents had the money for us to go on holiday every summer. Oh, Oliver, it's a lovely treat, isn't it? And you do make the most of it. Have we got hydration break again? Because there's a player down. Oh yeah, we do plenty of that. We do cheese and like a carbonara would be fine, for example, but there's not too many of the tomato-based sauce, which are the ones I'd prefer. It still works out in the end. Right, we've got the hydration break. So we're going to go and quickly top up the drink again. Yeah, Italy would be great. Italy for me, for a food point of view, and the Mediterranean, that's probably the area. And then from a football viewpoint, maybe Germany or Scandinavia would be the two. I don't know. It's not something financially I'd ever been able to think about until the last couple of years, so it's something we can think about now. Right, out we go with a hydration break. We're going to take a quick minute breather again to top up the drink. Do the same, get yourselves ready for the final quarter of normal time. Will Spain get the chance to break Argentina down, or will there be a sucker punch on the break? I'll see you in a minute to find out. And we are back for the final quarter, getting ready to kick off. Unfortunately, we do have to call it a quarter now. Yeah, but see, Liam, I like a balanced one. I'm never going to go for the healthiest one, and I'm never going to go for the least healthy. I feel like I'm in a good position now where I'll have a pastry, I'll have a brownie, I'll have a samosa or whatever, but I'll get my 5 a day. I'll get my healthy stuff in, go for a jog, play football, walk lots. But you got to treat yourself occasionally because otherwise, if you just starve yourself of all the good food, you go off the wagon. It's different if you've grown up with that culturally, but it's not the easiest when you live in a society like ours. And I think the thing with Iceland is it's sort of a lot of seafood as well, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But naturally, due to the location, that's always going to be the case there. Now we find out which coach has been more aggressive in this hydration break. 20 minutes plus stoppage time. A rare chance to see Messi on the ball, and in the end, he's forced all the way back to his central defender. Spain pressing Martinez high, but they found a little gap out here. First touch is poor, though. One of my classmates from school got an opportunity to play for B36 on the Faroe Islands for 6 months. Oh, wow. Does that mean they'll be in FM? Or is it at a youth level? Well, they Torsvan or Torzan? Because they are one of the strongest sides in the nation, first team wise, aren't they? I know KI have obviously been the story there for a few years. Vikinger have always been up there. HB always got a mention in FM. But yeah, B36, a top tier side. First team, wow. So we'll be in FM next year, presumably. That's a great effort. You'll have to show us the profile on FM27, eh? As here come Argentina down the right hand side. Chance on the overlap. Cucurella's got a 2-on-1 to defend here. It's cut back towards the edge. They were looking for the run of McAllister, but it's not quite come off. And now Spain can break. It's opened up a little bit here. Good luck with the pronunciation. Not even going to try, Oliver. I'll stick to B36. Have you got any live games planned, Oliver? In the next few months with Copenhagen and that? Or even random games. Obviously, I'm going for loads. That won't be until next year, Jake, if it's there. If they've only just gone now, it won't be till FM27. Spain work it out to the right-hand side. It just needs that one moment of magic. And the thing is, if you get a goal here, it will become chaos for the next 20 minutes. It kind of reminds me of that. Was it Switzerland-Bosnia where we had nothing for 70 minutes? Oh, sorry, Jake. You would have access. My apologies. I'd completely forgotten that. Every home game in Europe and Super League are lovely. I am getting down for the first Luton home game this year and the first away game, in fact, in the league. I've just written my diary out for August and September. 8 games in August across various different levels and clubs, including 2 Luton ones. No, fair enough, Oliver. We'll find out by default next year. Let me get my notes up. Poor clearance again by Argentina. Spain able to get in. It's out for a Spain throw. Just double check I've got it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in August. 4, 5 in September so far. And 2 next Saturday as well. Here we go. 2 more subs for Spain. They're going for pace. They're going for directness. And they're going for match winners. Mikel Merino is on. He's won 2 of the last 3 games. Can he do it again? Nico Williams on the left-hand side as well. We know what threat he is from Euro 24. He's clearly not fully fit, but he's going to make an impact here. And it again forces the hand. He's gone quite narrow here, Williams. Actually, I thought he'd gone through the middle for a minute, but no, Torres has stayed in there. Another free kick for Spain. Foul on the back of the head for Marino. And it's Paredes again. That's his second since the yellow card. Again, that one's a fair legitimate challenge. He's just very slightly late to the header. I'll try and get to every home game, but with uni starting in September, I don't know how many. It always used to be the thing I hated the most with education, work in Saturday football is which games are getting moved for TV and things. So like the 12th of September, I was going to go to Stevenage Luton, direct down on the train and back, and then it gets moved to Thursday night at 8 o'clock, and it's a write-off for me then. Like, there's so many little frustrations with TV and that. Spain have got almost everyone in the Argentina half now. Rodri goes for the big switch of play to Williams. How much energy's he got in? It's a good pass to start, but it's the ball backwards that maybe doesn't help there. Cucurella plays the 1-2. Williams is just offside. It's backwards again. Yeah, Oliver, it's one of the things I've grown most fond of in recent years is lower league football. Shot by Pedri is saved easily. But Spain growing now. Really starting to put the pressure on. I think I'm going to games, and already have been in pre-season included, anything from championship down to 9th tier will be by the end of August. Including FA trophy ties, other things as Jamal beats his man to the byline, cut back. Cleared well. Just that final ball is not quite there. But Spain are really putting the hammer down now. That's the thing. They've got another gear to go through. I'm not sure Argentina have. Shot from distance. Good save, Martinez. Rebound. Chip to the back post. It's still in play, I think. Williams brings it down. Gets the chip in. It's blocked for a corner. It is all Spain. The food at that level is elite because they cook it on the grill. I do love that in non-league in England. Like, obviously, you get the bog standard pies and hot dogs and like basically horrible catering company food in most professional clubs in England. When you get to non-league and that, and you've got deals with local sponsors, or even if there's just local takeaways near the ground that are really popular, you do get completely different levels of food. It's a lovely thing, isn't it? I get the same up here with some of the cricket clubs as well. Summer barbecues and that. We went to a Greek cafe for lunch yesterday, which was just delightful. We're waiting for the corner, which is going to be taken again. I don't know why they do this. And I know it's been mentioned on the Discord this evening. Instead of the chat before every corner, just blow for a foul. Avro are amazing for it. I mentioned him last week, didn't I? Beating Halifax 4-3. It's a ground I've not been to. I tell you where was good for it. Where was it that we went? Was it Port Vale? It might have been Port Vale, actually. It was really good. Because Avro's one I can get to. I was looking, because I've got 1 week spare in September about going to either Grimsby or Oldham, which are two grounds I've not done before. And obviously Avro's nearby there as well. You kind of need one to be a 12:30 kickoff and then one to be a 3, so you can do a double day of it. But yeah, Avro does look a cool little ground. It's something I'm really getting into, is the one stand ones. I did it last year with a few of the local ones up here. Obviously, been a lot of new non-league grounds. Went to Halifax, went to Knaresborough. I'd been to Harrogate before, but that was in there. Guiseley I'd been to before. But there's a lot around. Yeah, Atherton Collieries is one that I know. Tom, my mate up here, his in-laws go to Atherton Collieries, sorry. I mentioned that one before. We've got 10 minutes plus stoppage time to find a winner, or we're going to be watching another 30 of this, and I think I'll be doing that from the comfort of my own bed, to be honest with you. Have you been to Brighouse? I haven't. I'm working through. So my next new sort of local non-league one next month is Garforth Town. I'm going there for an FA trophy tie. And this Saturday I'm going to Harrogate Railway, because Harrogate play at 12 and Harrogate Railway at 3. So I'm going to do both of those on the same day. So Harrogate Railway and Garforth are my next two local Yorkshire ones to tick off. Really looking forward to getting home from opening a beer and play some FM. Lovely stuff, Oliver. As crossing from Spain deflects another corner. That last 10 minutes, it's just starting to become a bit more of a frequent bulldozer. But is the door going to be knocked down? What's Brighouse like? 4 games over the leagues. Musselburgh, Bonnyrigg, Brechin. Go on the Brechin. Newton Grange v Bluebelt, Hearts Dundee. Lovely. Yeah, it's always my best part early in the season is going to random non-league, local, lower league games, etc. Spain played a 1-2 on the right. Williams, can he keep it in? Front post header. Straight to Martinez again. Yeah, Rob. We've kind of been treated, haven't we? Because we've had 2 very entertaining World Cup finals in a row, and it's not the norm. I think a lot of younger people forget that. There's another late one there on Cucurella. They're trying very hard, Argentina, here to slow the game down because they're just starting to get overrun. Our mate Simeone's on now, and he's just doing all sorts of silly stuff. Cucurella does stop. Simeone just goes straight through the back of him. I mean, it's stupid, but it's what we expect. Brady's on to do the same before. And look, Argentina, the only way they can win this game is to slow it down as much as possible. And at this stage, the last 10 minutes is the first time they've really come under consistent threat. So they've got to. They've got to find a way to slow that game down. And if it's silly fouls like this over and over again, that's the way they do it. That's what they did against England. They kept it at 1. And in the end, it was enough. And that's what they're doing here at 0-0. But the last 10 is the first time Spain have looked really threatening. It's just whether they can find that final bit of quality. You wouldn't rule out another late goal from them, would you? Could it be Mikel Merino again? As Williams on the left looks down the line. Another late one. I've got to say, Rob, again, I think the referees managed the situation really well. Especially the Paredes one that could have escalated a few moments ago. Did really well with that. No, well done. And again, Argentina players gone down easily. And then brilliant. Do you know what? That is outstanding officiating. As it Enzo Fernandez, who went down easily, he then threw a tantrum at the referee. And the referee just stopped the game and gave a yellow card immediately. Fantastic against dissent, that. It's never a foul. He's gone down too easy. He does the old little tantrum at the referee. And the referee comes back and books him. Brilliant officiating. He's been the only excellent person on the pitch this game. Let's put it that way. Cheers, Oliver. Appreciate that. It's my new of my plastic cup collection. I don't know if you can see it. From the Hitchin Town game. They got a local brewery involved there called Mad Squirrel. See if I can tilt it back enough that you can see. Quite a cool one. But yeah, look, Rob, it's the only way they were going to win. He did still get what he wanted in that sense, but Spain were going nowhere with it, and they'd rather have an extra player on the yellow card at this point. We can't say we want to see dissent out of the game and then blame a referee for stopping to give a yellow card. Absolutely not. The thing that's most frustrating as a player is when they stop it and then don't give anything and just have a chat to them. It's flicked on by Spain, edge of the box, falls 25 yards out. Merino goes wide. Yamal will keep it alive. Is he onside? I think he's all right. Nothing exciting, Oliver. It's Pepsi Max. It was on offer for 80p to stay for the World Cup final, so just got a big bottle of that. It's Cucurella plays to Williams. And to be fair, as that's another soft one, the referee doesn't give that one. And I kind of understand why, but I thought it would have maybe just been a foul. The referee's played 2 or 3 great advantages today. As Messi breaks down the right, plays the ball through, and it's back to the goalkeeper. Be interesting to see how much contact there was in that one. There you go. Got his body in front. Merino wins the foul. Tries to play it quick. It's stopped again, but he kicked it off his own teammate. So the referee's actually done him a favour there. Yeah, I normally go for the caffeine-free, Oliver, just so I don't bounce off the walls, but not today. Again, Spain in the other half. Argentina won't be worried here. They'll probably see penalties as one of their best chances. As Jamal works in from the right. Little run, reverse pass, ball across the box is blocked. It's a throw-in for Spain. You just feel something's building here. But there's been a lot of huffing and puffing without any real clear-cut danger so far. Is that how it's going to continue? Spain are remaining patient. They're keeping possession. They're trusting their play here. They've got a little bit more width now with Williams, although he is tucking in quite narrow here. They're trying to overload them. And Cucurella has got plenty of space to maraud forward on the left. Just needs that one moment of quality, doesn't it? It's a shame, really, because if this game had had an early goal, it could have been an absolute barnstormer. It could have been chaotic, but it has drifted into this now, and it's another Spain throw. Big switch to the left-hand side. Williams now has his man. Cucurella's making the underlapping run. Williams in on the right. Where's the delivery? Oh, he's gone back outside again. Just had to get a good delivery in there. They're just trying to do a little bit too much, Spain, to walk it in. And some of it hasn't really been necessary. For what has been an excellent World Cup with a lot of very entertaining watch-alongs, this one unfortunately has been a little bit more like the older World Cup finals prior to 2018. And that's a nice ball. And now 5 players taken out of the game for Argentina. They have to make this count, Spain. Have to get it forward quickly. Rodri's pass just slightly behind his man. Little chip over the top though. Torres first time. Wide of the post. No quality in the final touch again. It's the only thing that's missing. It's a lovely little through ball, but just didn't get a contact on it. Are we going to get one more chance? 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Or is it going to be a long extra time in bed waiting for penalties to start? At least I've not had to worry about updating the score tonight, eh? It's the one positive we can take from it. Again, Argentina, they've not really been able to get any of their attacking players into the game. It's coming straight back. As Spain break away brilliantly. It's Pedri with lovely football. Then went backwards when there was the through ball on. Oh, and Yamal gets fortunate with that pass there. It's just behind his man. But there's backup. Big switch to the left towards Williams. Back to Cucurella. It's just not that urgency to open the team up. They're being very patient. Argentina aren't really budging. They're just getting deeper and deeper. It's out to the left to Williams again. Is someone going to try and take on the man and just put a cross in? Doesn't look it, does it? Just backwards and across again. 30 yards out, chance to shoot. Plays it into the edge of the box. Oh, he's tried to flick it inside there. It's cleared as far as the edge, but Argentina just cannot get out. Yamal on the right-hand side. Cuts in on his left foot. Turns back out. Then turns back in. Rodri again. Wide to the left to Williams. Lots of pressure. Lots of players in attack. But who's got the final product? Nobody. Brilliant defending again by Molina, the sub. He's dealt well, to be fair, with Williams. It's out for a throw. You just feel there's going to be a chance. Not seeing much sign of it yet, though. Here comes Spain again. 25 yards out with Rodri. It's miles over. And that's the frustration, the impatience. It was avoidable, that one, wasn't it? How many minutes are we going to have added on? Because it's been a slow second half, but there's not been that many subs or many big things. So I don't know how long we'll get. Spain break down the left with Williams, but he just waits for the ball. And again, nothing comes of it. Are we going to get to see an opportunity? I think we're going to be leaving this at 0-0. We're just waiting to see how many minutes are added on. 4. Wow. And 3 of that was the hydration break. Well, that's got to be a foul to Spain. Oh, he's giving it the other way. That is, you know what? It's the first little one that's gone wrong, but that is so experienced from Otamendi. It's such clever defending. Argentina go long again. What are the chances of Spain getting FM'd? I don't know. I mean, have Argentina had a shot yet? I'm trying to think. I'm not sure they have. I mean, it could be on penalties, I guess, but I don't see it happening in open play the way things are going. Oh, referee's been hit by the ball. Paredes is going to have to be very careful here, because he might end up getting himself sent off at this rate. Have a look at this one on Messi. Yeah, it's a bit cheeky from Laporte. Stood up side on, made sure he ran into the side of the shoulder. Little bit cheeky. Well, you say about FM'd, if this free kick comes in and goes in the back of the net, could you imagine? Could you imagine, after all we've watched, if Argentina's first shot on goal becomes a 93rd minute winner? Played short to the right-hand side. Fooled everyone. Messi looks inside. He's got support. He's making that drifting run. He's found space for the first time in the game. Gets to the edge. Good challenge on the edge of the box. And now it's the chance for Spain to break. But Argentina win it back. Ball inside. Alvarez goes right. Chance to cross. Keeper comes and makes it. Again, the final product is not quite there. Spain now break. Oh, defenders missed it. Williams has got a 3-on-3. Yamal's at the back post. He's got to find it. He's gone himself. It's straight to Martinez. Argentina going to be the first team to finish 90 minutes of the goal. Now that is naughty. It's a late one. Second yellow. He's off. Enzo Fernandez is off. The referee has gone straight away. No hesitation. Enzo Fernandez is about to make it more red cards and shots on target there. We'll obviously go to VAR. Have a look at this again. Kibasi comes. Gets red. Oh, there's nothing in that. No, there's nothing in that. You can't have a second yellow for that. I'm sorry. No, not in a million years. I've been very, very complimentary to the ref today. It's a foul, but it can't be a second yellow. No, that shouldn't be a yellow card. It has to be overturned for me. It's a foul. There is absolutely no chance of second yellow. Kibasi's basically done a somersault to try and get him sent off. I personally think it should be overturned. Really, Rob? I don't think that's a yellow card. I'm surprised by that. I'm not arguing that it's not a foul, but the lad's done a somersault to make it look like a horrific yellow card challenge. There's nothing in it. Oh, Cucurella. Oh, Messi's now saying Cucurella's just done this. Now, I know we're getting a few trying to get him sent off for that. But I guess, and it's been mentioned in the Discord, it has been mentioned, if Enzo hadn't got himself that stupid first yellow, he wouldn't have the decision to make. It's going to make... The worrying thing about this, fair enough, we're 50-50 on this. I can understand why they've not overturned the original decision, but for me, you can't be giving second yellow cards in a World Cup final for that. But equally, Enzo is an absolute clown for getting himself the first one in the manner that he did. What really annoys me the most... What annoys me the most about all of this, forget about whether you think it's a yellow or not, it's going to make extra time even more boring. It's going to be a rotten half an hour. I'm not even sure I'll be able to survive staying awake for it. Argentina look to break away. We'll get the final whistle now, I think. Oh no, Cucurella's intercepted a poor ball through. Messi tries to foul him. Wipe out on the edge of the box. And that will be a free kick. The last chance of the match. It's Paredes again. I tell you what, yeah, the referee's having that chat with him now. He's saying one more and you're gone, son. I mean, again, there's very little contact there. But the referee is just saying one more. Again, it's good officiating in terms of the game management. But this would be some finish, wouldn't it? Free kick to Spain, edge of the D. Last kick of normal time. Can they find a way through? And what do Argentina do? Because they can't leave Messi on as a luxury with 11v10. They either have to put him as the lone striker and try and get runners up in support, or they have to just try and get through the penalties. Pedro Porro and Lamine Yamal are over the ball. Martinez between the sticks waiting. He's certainly getting there, Yoniman. And fair play to the referee. He's warned him this time. He said, look, you're getting close now. I mean, none of the fouls he's committed since are anywhere near a yellow card offence, but it is his third one, and the ref just said, look, one more. I'm presuming one more. You need to be very careful. Let's have a look here. 25 yards out. Goal notification inbound, predicts Sir John. I guess the fact that that yellow card decision was 50-50 across the chat probably tells you the referee's right to stick with the on-field decision, as is VAR. And generally, a couple of silly ones aside, we've not seen much overturned in this tournament. Are we going to get one more moment of magic? Oh, God. This whole minute and a half sorting all the different walls out before a free kick is driving me nuts now. Who's on it? Yamal takes. Over the wall. Good save, Martinez. Corner kick. Comfortable height. Martinez will milk every second of this. This is the situation he's made for, isn't it? He's been down this road before. On the right for Williams. Chance to cross front post. Well cleared. Brilliant defending. And that is the final whistle. At 10:15, we get extra time, which won't finish before 11 once we've had the breaks and that. And then it's going to be penalty kicks. I am going to leave you at this point so you can enjoy the rest of the game, because none of you want to be sitting up watching me with the extra time now. It's not going to be an exciting one to watch. Yeah, I would agree that he should have gone off the side, but I guess maybe if you trust yourself 20 yards out to get it over the wall and round, it's going to be a long 30 minutes of Argentinians slowing the game down to try and get to penalties, which again is their most likely route now. It's not been the World Cup final we've hoped for. It's obviously going to go on a lot longer because of the break. I don't condone what the Argentinians are going to do for the next half an hour, but I completely understand what they've got to do. We are going to get a nice evening about us. Get into bed and watch the rest of the game. I hope you guys enjoy it. Do exactly the same. And fingers crossed, we get some entertainment in extra time. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, and genuinely throughout this World Cup as well. To Connor for the resub, to everyone else who's been involved throughout. I have really enjoyed it and appreciated it. We're going to go and watch extra time elsewhere. We'll keep having a chat in the Discord as well. John's confident Spain are going to win. But to be fair, 93% in the Discord went for a Spain win, and it has not looked that confident yet. They did start to get involved in some of the antics at the end. We'll see if they can avoid it later. Have a very good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being here as always. And we will see you again, hopefully in the middle of the week if we get some free-to-air qualifiers. The schedule will be posted soon. But thank you very much for watching. Enjoy extra time and possibly penalties. We'll see you again next time. Have a good rest of your summer and good luck for the new season.